Hello and welcome. So, in our last episode, we went ahead and got started on building this parking garage. And in between that episode and now, I have gone through, added some safety railings for, you know, totally irrelevant reasons. Yeah, I never fall from things. Um, and then I also conveyored up all of my connectors for both these hinges, the inset connectors, added a bunch of lighting, and went through the process of renaming everything and adjusting all the lighting settings. It only took a few minutes, I swear. Um, anyways, the other thing that I ended up doing is I decided that it's time to go ahead and put some signage around here. So let's say you just came in to work your shift or whatever it is. You're going to come in, you're going to land here. I've got 5 landing spaces up top, and three of them can either be side or bottom connectors. So we've got some choices available to us. And then I have another 5 on bottom, but 2 of them are small inset connectors. And for all of these, I will go ahead and let me step away from that door. Um, I will have to go in and I will have to adjust the heights of these just to make sure that everything lines up properly with whatever vehicles I have. But I will do that later. You can see I went ahead and I put some piping in over here just to be able to connect everything up. So effectively we have, I believe right here, we've got the T-junction where it's coming in out of the ground from over there, and then that's teeing off over this way to connect those, teeing off this way to connect the small ones. Over there, it goes up to that rooftop connector, and then back here, I have this pipe connecting to that one. It's coming off of this, and I need to go all the way around this. And then that's coming up here to connect with all of this. So I've got the hinge there, inset there, there, and there. So the next thing that I did, let me pull this out in case of puppies. I've got a sensor here that's detecting friendlies. And then coming up to this, I now have these LCD text panels. So this is going to be Orion Heavy Industries or Processing Facility number 1. And you can see that I have changed the antenna display for that. And then when we come in here, we leave the parking garage. And when we're coming back, we see the ore processing facility number 1. Coming on over here towards the assembly hall, I had to redo some of these fronts. So that way I could connect. I have a little LCD strip right there for the assembly hall, for the refinery. The main office, the maintenance hangar, the maintenance garage, and then because I couldn't make an adjustment to put in have a top-mounted spot there, I put down the Orion Heavy Industries residential. I didn't put anything on those because, well, if you don't know where you're going in there, that's on you. Coming on over here into the main office, I have now also put down Orion Heavy Industries, and then Orion Heavy Industries and Orion Star Yard subsidiary. So, now we know everything that you really need to know about this place. Otherwise, the inside is all still the same. And yeah. So, aside from dealing with puppy dogs, well, the next question is what's next? Oh, hello. All right. So I have a couple of things that I want to do here. The first one is I need to go ahead and get a second flying miner. Well, this miner is great for just getting massed amounts of goods. So if I need a bunch of iron, nickel, cobalt, silicon, ice, this will do that just fine. However, when I'm getting stuff like gold, silver, um, magnesium, a lot of those deposits are very mixed in with stone. And I come back with this thing, and about, a quarter to a third of my hold is full of the material that I wanted, and the rest of it's full of stone. So if I go ahead and I build another small grid miner that is then able to go ahead and what's it called? Just have the ejectors for spitting out stone. That will make mining, gold, silver, magnesium, etc., faster. However, the other thing that I need is just lots of materials. I mean, lots of materials. And I've been doing some experimenting in creative mode, trying to find something that functions. And I have finally figured out a way to go ahead and do a rover excavator. There's one downside. It's large grid. That was the only way I was able to make it work. Small grid rovers just were... They fell over a little too often. How about that? But I was able to make a large grid one that was able to move safely whether it was full or not. So, knowing that, I also need to create a large grid pad for that excavator. And I think I'm going to go ahead and stick that off right here. The last thing that I need is off of this, I need to cut down that tree, put a walkway out, and then I need to have the loading docks. So the loading docks, I'm going to go ahead and have a landing pad for a large grid ship, a raised connector piece because I've got a couple different ideas for large grid ships, and then finally a hinged connector that I can use if I bring up a large grid cargo rover. So, what am I starting today? I'm most excited by the large grid excavator, so let's go ahead and do that. So let me start off by coming over to these connectors, and I'm just going to get a boatload of iron. And then, oh sorry, not iron, steel plates. All right, and then grab my concrete texture, and we're going to come on down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is 11 wide. And then I'm going to go ahead and make it 15 long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Large grid vehicles are really big. So let me go ahead and fill in this little section here. And I'll just weld all this up. Come on. Alrighty. So let me hop up here in case of puppies. Alright, so this will then be my pad. Um, do I want to put a gate up or just be willing to roll on, roll off? I think we'll make this one simpler, and we will just go ahead and have our launch pad here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then should be able to come over here and perfect. All right, and do I go up this way at all? I think that's probably going to be it. Okay. Now let me just hop on up here and get a bunch more steel plates. You know, with my plan, let's just do that. And just to check, yeah, got it in cooperative mode. All right. Um. So yeah, let me go ahead and finish putting that in and welding it up, and I will be right back. Alrighty, this is all welded up now. I do have this little strip down here, which is unwelded. And what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go ahead and dig this out some. Because for my excavator design, I have a bottom-mounted connector. However, to get to said bottom-mounted connector, I need to have something that moves up and down because there's some half armor blocks that are going to be in the way. So that means I'm going to go ahead and do all of this on like a hinge. So basically, I will have like a button somewhere that goes up and down, or actually probably an action relay. Um, and then I will use that for going ahead and getting things connected and lined up properly. Um, Probably also need to look at putting like some sort of camera on and an indicator that says like stop here with the camera type thing. But I will figure that out with the excavator. The more important part right now is that I'm going to go ahead and cover all of this with light armor panels. So, and then I will do a half. Yeah. So that's going to give me plenty of space for putting the hinge underneath. And then because it's going to be moving back and forth just a little bit, so basically fully extended, I want the connector to be like a normal connector height above here. And then I want it to be able to drop about, well, 2.5 meters or 1 grid space. So what I need to do to make that happen, we'll figure out. But before I get to that, the next thing that I need to worry about is getting onto this pad. Now, if we come over here, we can see this is a nice big slope. Um, and if I was trying to do like the easiest slope I could, I'd probably enter from this side. But the best slope that you can get with the base blocks is going to be this one. So basically, this is about a 30-degree incline, or like 33 degrees or something like that. And well, this is sufficient for things like that cargo rover. And you can see that's what I did right over here. I want a gentler incline. So the question then becomes, how do you do that? And the answer is with rotor shenanigans. So I'm going to start by coming on over here, and I'm going to be putting these down. And this is just basically to fill the gap. And if you're now looking at your screen going, what gap are you talking about? You'll see shortly. Oh. But first, I need to come in here. And I need... actually, let me come up here. I need a rotor. All the parts that I need for that. And then once I've got that, I need even more steel plates. Woohoo! So many steel plates. And this is why I want the excavator. Alright, so I have all of this. Now, what am I doing? Well, let's take this rotor, and this is going to be a temporary thing. But despite being temporary, I still do need to weld it up. It's functional enough. I don't actually need the large steel tubes. And then to make my life easier, let me come on over here, grab the button panel. And there's a control panel that I can stick in right here. And this just allows me to access things fairly easily. Let me just pop on up here to grab my components. The arguments for making that connector there continue to grow. Anyways, so now that I've done this, the next thing that I want to do is come on over here. And actually I want to do this. Woo! I saw you, puppy. I saw you coming for me. Alright, so now that I have this, I am at 90 degrees, so I want to angle this. I come in here to the rotor, and I want to angle it from 0 to 15. Alright, so now I have a 15-degree slope. Now, what's next? Oh, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come on over here. I'm going to grab that same control panel. And I can actually just kind of delete this one. And then here, I'm going to come into Info, and I'm going to select Convert to Station. Alright, so this is going to throw a fit if I then proceed to try doing anything with it right now. But now it will let me go ahead and put blocks down into the ground. So I want to keep this block, and then I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And with that, I can now then chop all this up. Alrighty. So, I now have a separate station that is kind of lined up with this. And I just need to push it across that way to then go ahead and have a ramp. 1, 2, 3. Haha! And I went over the puppy dog. Alright, so this is about where I want to stop. And as you can see, the length of this is going to vary some depending upon how off slope it is. And if for some reason I wanted an even gentler slope, I could have done less than 15 degrees. I could also, instead of using full light armor blocks, be using half light armor blocks, and that would be the smart choice here. But too late now, clearly. Alrighty, so now I just need to weld all this up. Let's just kind of run along this edge some. Make sure I get everything.
Energy low.
Alright, and come on over here, recharge my energy, and get even more steel plates. Because clearly you can never have enough steel plates. Alrighty. There we go. Alright, so the base of the slab is now done. However, I still have this little gap here which I need to do something about. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put these light armor slopes in. And then I will once again use my light armor panels. Now, another thing that I very easily could have done is I could have just, made most of this with the light armor panels instead of the full blocks. Would have saved me a lot of steel plates. That would have involved significantly more thinking ahead than I actually am capable of right now, though. So, yeah, thanks for the talk. But now you can see we've got a little bump there. I don't know what the roads are like near your place, but, I've seen bigger on the actual roads. So large grid should be fine, right? And you know what? Just to test. Alrighty. Oh, and you might be able to notice I did hook up a little event controller for a connector connected or disconnected on this guy. I don't remember when I did that, but alrighty. So let us jump. No, that was too much jump. Oh, we stopped in time. All right. Gently does it. Gently does it. Okay. Now, if I can do this without. All right. So it's a little bit of bump. Maybe I should put a caution sign out. Warning. Bump. Alrighty. Now, well, I did try to make enough space in that garage that I could turn around. It is a lot easier to turn this thing around out here. So I'm just going to back into the parking garage. And then I'm going to come straight back. I'm pulling off the full suburban mom with the expedition that's way too big. Ow. There we go. Alrighty, so that is my landing pad done. We can call it there, right? Right? Nope. It's time to start digging holes. Alright, so I need to go down at least one whole block. So let's start digging holes. And then just to be sure. Alright, so that's how far down I need to go at a bare minimum. So let's go ahead and go a little bit further. No, terrain clearing mode, I don't need to gather stone. Alright, and then dig this side out a little bit too. Okay, and then we need to dig this back here. Alright. Alright, so now that I've come back here, the next thing that I need to do is, let me place this, and I need to go deeper here. Alright, there. I should now be plenty deep, and what I can do is I can go ahead fluff it. So what I want to do is I want to put a hinge here. Then if I do a curve, and then go straight, and then curve and connector, and then I can then, let me change this out, and let's make this a, one of these. There we go. And that gives the connector a little bit of space to go down. Yeah. Okay. So that's that. Now let me come back up here. And what I want to do is paint this block. And then I can basically come out from here. Okay, I cannot paint it. I could just dig. Yeah, this one. Alright. Alright, so now if I dig down. And I don't need to go super deep here because I just need to run a pipe through. And since this part doesn't move, okay, there we are. There we go. Alright, so now that I've got a hole along here, it's time to go ahead and conveyor this up. So first thing I need to do is, let me just come on in here to this. No. No. And then I'm going to pull this out, grab that T, and we've got that lined up properly. Okay, now that's connected again. I can get whatever I need from it. So I need a corner and sorry, one, two, three, sorry, yeah, three straights, two corners, and then piping. Alrighty, so let's go ahead here and let's put all of our components back. And then I need two corners, one, two, three. And then I'm going to come one, two, three. Right? Yeah. One, two, three. Hinge. One, two, three. All right, so I believe, one, two, three. One, two, three, four, five, six, and a connector. All right, let's see if I got my numbers right. All right, so step one, I need to have this like this. Then I need to have a corner like this. And then I need to have a straight. There we go. One, two. And then let's hop on down in the hole. And I need a corner like this. And I can already say that I've got my numbers wrong. So before I do this, let me come on out and get my orange color. Oh, too far. All right, one, two, three. One, two, three, four. All right, this is now connected out to here. And then, did I get all of my hinge pieces, or did I forget this part? I got this part. Perfect. All right. Actually, that's one further forward than I was planning. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I can always just swap that for a large one or a regular steel plate. Whee! All right, back in the hole. Alrighty. So now we've got that's all properly conveyed up. And then what I'm gonna do here is come back in here for an S. Um, there's no way that Clang will hate me for doing this, right? Right? Alright, and then oh yes. Feeling very, very confident now. That's not gonna work. So let me get rid of that actually, and then I can replace that one with a full one in a bit. Um, all right. And then if I go ahead and I grab my connector, let's go ahead and make this green. Rotate it this way. Up the fence. Alrighty, and then yeah. Alright. Now that we are feeling very, very confident about this. Oh boy. Let's come on in here and we are going to rename this one to this is now the excavator hinge and the excavator connector. Now, the current angle is -2. So what I want to do is I want to have an upper limit of 0. A lower limit of, let's start with -5. And then I'm going to go ahead and select a velocity of -1. Alright, so this is 5 degrees. That's not enough. So let's go ahead and 11. Let's -15. Okay. You know, just for good measure, let me just cut that out. Dig some more of my hole. Alright, so that is -15 degrees. I am safe. I am not going to bang into anything as long as I keep that. So now let's put these two pieces back. And then let's come on over here and set up a button panel. And let's make it green. Excav. And we are going to just reverse this. And now I press the button and it goes up. Is that still wobbling? Excavator hinge. Let's change this upper limit to -2. There. Now it should not be touching or attempting to touch anything. It's at a slight angle, but that's still high enough up that it should be able to connect to the excavator. Um, Let me see here. Is there anything else that I want to do with this? So the other thing that I could do is I could put in a pair of action relays and just like hang them from the ceiling. And have them be so that way I can send a message to raise and lower that from the excavator. I like that plan. So let me jump over this and then come into action. Oh, no, sorry. Action relays are over here on this. Where is it? 1, 2. And what color do I want these? You know what? Let's just keep pushing this and just do these. All right. Now that I've got that, I can do relay. Actually, I probably only need the one. Oh, if I only need the one, I can just shove it in this corner, right? Nope, nope, that's there. Hmm. Hmm. Is there something else I need an action relay for? Nope. We'll cut this down. Okay. So let's go ahead and put my stuff down. Then come to the control panel. Action relay. Channel 3. Accept signals from owner. Set up actions. Excavator hinge. And I want to reverse. And I guess I will test that when I build my excavator. We tucked away. Perfect. All right. So the day is almost done. I have the excavator pad done. Um, so I think that what I will do from here is call it an episode before it gets too long. And then next episode we will work on starting to build that excavator. Not sure how long that's going to be on the large grid system, so it might end up being multiple episodes. We will find out together. Alright, so if you watched all the way out, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.